Do you think estate development starts with construction? Then think again. Let me show you what really happens first. Welcome back to Estate Edu with Atibame. In this video, we'll be explaining the processes involved in real estate development. Let's welcome our facilitator, the person of ESV Atibame Dan, the principal partner and CEO of Atibame and Company, Estate Surveyors and Valuers. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Surveyor Aisha. I'm pleased to be here again.
All right, sir. Can you kindly take us through the processes involved in real estate development? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Before we explain the processes involved in real estate development, it's important we understand what development processes is all about. Development processes involve all the comprehensive activities that are carried out from the inception stage, step by step, up to the final stage of real estate development. Having said so, development processes involve, number one, the concept, and that means the conceptualization of the idea, which means that an investor in real estate must have had a vision of what to do with in real estate investment. And this idea is first of all muted and is passed on to an estate surveyor, who now refines this idea and discusses and midwives the idea. And he does pass the information to the designers, in this case, that the architects who does the designing, preliminary designs of the idea, representing this idea in graphical format. Then also the estate surveyor is involved in land acquisition, because real estate is not built on air, it is built on land. And therefore, the real estate practitioner, in this case the estate surveyor and valuer, will be involved in the acquisition of land where this real estate development will take place. While this is going on, the architect and all the relevant designers would have put their designs together and handed over to the estate surveyor and valuer, who thus prepares the feasibility studies and also the viability appraisal of the project. If at the end of the day, the project appears viable or is viable and is also feasible, then the next stage will be the financing arrangement. Financing arrangement will be how to source funds for this construction. And having done so, when funds are sourced, the next stage in the process will be the real construction, actual construction, physical construction of the real estate. And having gone through all the processes of construction, the next stage will be the marketing of the completed structure or asset. And of course, lastly, when all these are done, the properties are sold out and marketed, sold out, either on lease or outright sales to customers and clients and consumers, final consumers. The onus rests on the estate surveyor and valuers again to manage this property, and that is what we call facility management. To be the one to manage this real estate that is developed.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. These processes you've explained, do they have mutual interdependence? And if so, can you kindly explain? Thank you.
Yeah, in principle, these processes are quite straightforward. But in practice, some of these processes have mutual interdependence. Example would be that at the inception stage, when the idea is muted, The idea is rooted with the understanding that you want to get into investment in real estate development. You will think of how to raise money or the funds. You will also be thinking of the market situation, the demands, the supply situation. And at every stage of these processes, you must be thinking about how do we go marketing this property? What is the longevity? How will this property be maintained after it is fully developed? So in the course of these processes, some of these interdependence come in. So every stage, we need to look at those interdependent processes, the one that depends on the other, and the one that can be mutually interdependent. You talk about funding. At every stage, funding is important. Talk about marketing. At every stage, marketing is also important. And so, even at the process of feasibility study and viability appraisal, marketing research, marketing situations are all put in place so that at the end of the whole processes, the real estate development, the real estate development product come out acceptable and to the consumers as well as to the investors.
All right, thank you, sir. If a developer has inadequate fund, how professionals go about it?
I would say, as an estate surveyor and valuer, that when an investor does not have adequate funds to meet the requirements of the development of the project, there are a few options available for the investor to raise funds for this project. Number one, apart from his equity contribution, which may come in the form of the land that he has acquired, he may also approach banking institutions who are always there to provide funds for such development endeavors. Secondly, an investor may approach a contractor who could also fund the project development based on terms and conditions that are expected to be agreed upon. Thirdly, the investor and the contractors can have joint venture arrangements, in which case both parties will have will bring some leverages in raising funds to develop the real estate asset. So these are the few options available, not just exhaustive, but these are the few basic options that are available that could be explained to an investor who has an inadequate funds to carry on the redevelopment project.
All right, sir. There is a school of thought that says an estate surveyor and valuer is always the first professional to be contacted during estate development processes, while another school of thought says they are the last professionals to be contacted. What's your opinion, sir?
All right, thank you for this important question. Without prejudice for being an estate surveyor and valuer, these school of thoughts are real. One claims the estate surveyors are the first to be contacted during the development process, while the other school of thought says no, 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 they are the last. My opinion really is that as an estate surveyor and valuer, you are the first contact, you are the first professional that an investor, having had his dream, having had his vision, approaches for advice. Why not? I want to go with the school of thoughts. Not just that they are the beginning, they are the first to be contacted. I would rather say they are the alpha and omega of real estate development processes. And how I say that, I mean the fact that They are the ones that are there right from the onset, because this real estate development is not going to be built on the air. It's going to be built on the land. And before you acquire this land, an estate surveyor and valuer is there to help you acquire the land on which this real estate development will take place. After that, all the estate surveyor and valuer refines the idea of an investor, because an investor has a very broad, vague idea about this investment. It is an estate surveyor and valuer who is vast in the processes, who is vast in the marketing, who is vast in funding, or who is vast in all the processes of real estate development, that can refine this idea and then pass the idea to an architect. An architect will now represent these ideas through graphic designs, through floor plans, through other necessary plans ready for approval. The estate surveyors and valuer as well is there in the feasibility and viability appraisal. He's the one that will take comprehensive study of this project, whether it will be viable and whether it will be feasible. And along these processes, is the one that determines the marketing strategies, is the one that does the marketing of this project right from the inception and up to the last stage of the processes. And so finally, when every other professionals are gone out of the project, it is the estate surveyor and valuer that remains with the project. Is the one that manages the project, is the one that manages the structure and the assets to create longevity, to create economic returns, to ensure that this project, this edifice, this asset that has been developed are maintained in its proper condition to ensure sustainable, consistent, and regular revenue coming to the investors. So to me, I want to say that estate surveyor and valuer are not just at the beginning of the project, they are there at the beginning and they are there through the processes, and they are there even after the other professionals have moved out of the project. Thank you very much.
Once again, there you have it. Now you know that real estate development does not start with construction. There are a lot of processes involved. It's complex, it requires planning, it involves professional input, and if well managed, it reduces cost, time, and increases high return. Okay, let's talk about the school of thought that says real estate surveyors are the last in the estate development processes. Think about it. What's your thoughts? Are real estate surveyors the last on the list, or are we the alpha and omega? I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section. Subscribe if you've not done that already, and click on the notification button so you'll be notified each time we drop our videos. Stay tuned.